Today we're going to talk about Ethereum because I do think the market looks set to break out in March. So I'll show you exactly how I'm trading this, including what the market needs to do to confirm the break higher or lower from Ethereum, as well as some targets I'm keeping an eye on. And we'll also look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart to determine whether Ethereum is likely to outpace Bitcoin over the coming weeks or not. Now, if you guys are enjoying this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications because I am releasing these videos every single weekday. Now, lastly, none of the content in this video is financial advice because it is just my opinion. So with that said, let's take a look at the Ethereum daily time frame. So this is Ethereum against Tether, so ETHUSDT. And you can see here clearly on the daily time frame that we have a trend line that extends from the November high. All right, now ever since this time, Ethereum has carved lower highs. All right, it has not been able to carve a higher high ever since late last year. And that's really key here because ever since the all-time high for Ethereum, this market has just been pulling back and also consolidating now in 2022. So you can see since the start of 2022 back here, okay, the market has really just been going sideways. Now, it's also inside of a symmetrical triangle, which at first glance, it looks like this lower level extends from this low back here in January. Okay, so, at first glance, it looks like this is a very short-term level that extends from this recent low. However, if you go back, this level actually extends back to 2020. So this morning I was looking through the chart, and if you notice, going all the way back here on the weekly time frame, okay, this level extends from the February 2020 high right before the March, okay, COVID sell-off, right? Right before we got that sell-off from COVID, this is where the trend line extends from, this February 2020 high back here. You can see that it was once again resistance here in August, and then right here before the breakout, okay? So throughout all of 2022, during that last portion of the bear market for Ethereum, this level was resistance. So fast forward to today, you can see where over the past few months, so far in 2022, this level is serving as support. So it is a very significant level in the sense that if we were to see Ethereum break below this level, then in my opinion, it would likely open up not only 2,300 down here, but also probably the mid 2021 lows right around $1,700. Okay, so right now, guys, this is a waiting game because at the moment, the market is still caught in consolidation. All right, so even though it looks relatively weak here over the past few months, this is still very much just sideways price action. So this is the kind of stuff that you probably want to avoid here unless you have conviction one way or the other. And even if you do, this is not financial advice, but even if you do, it's probably best to go ahead and scale into a position. So any positions through here, in my opinion, should be very, very small because we really don't have any directional cues yet from Ethereum. So in order to confirm the break one way or the other, we need to see Ethereum either close above this level up here, so this trend line right around 2,800, so a daily close up here, or see a daily close below this area around 2,500, all right, so down here. Now keep in mind though, that a downward break would be a little bit trickier here because it would have to deal with 2,300. So you can see back here where 2,300 was support and then resistance through here. And then ever since the start of 2022, this area has been support. Ethereum has not closed a day below $2,300. So if we did see a break lower from this trend line right around 2,500, keep an eye on 2,300 because that is going to be a factor on the way down. Now, alternatively, if we do see the break higher, okay, so a close above 2,800, Ethereum, as I said at the beginning of this video, Ethereum is going to have to carve that first higher high because that is something it hasn't been able to do since November of last year. So right now, the downtrend is intact. We would need to see a close above 2,800 and then also take out this high up here around $3,000. If that happens, then I do think we're looking at a move up here toward $3,600 because this level has yet to be tested as new resistance since the breakdown back here in January. Okay, so we had the breakdown from this area, and so far it has not been tested as new resistance. So I do think if we see this market break higher out of this pattern and it can get above that $3,000 level, that we should see a nice run up toward that $3,600 area. Now, one thing I find interesting about 3,600 and 1,700 is that both of those levels come about 30% following this breakout. Okay, so that adds a little bit of conviction here to the idea that if we were to see a break above this level, that 3,600 could be next. Okay, so from a potential breakout area, you can see 3,600 is right around 30% higher from that $2,800 level. And conversely, if we look down here, all right, toward $2,500, measured down here towards 1,700, you can see that's also 30% lower. So basically, we can say that Ethereum is setting up for a 30% move, either higher or lower. The key is waiting for that confirmation. Okay, this isn't about me saying that the market could move higher or lower. I know that that's kind of a running joke out there. But the fact is we need to wait for that confirmation, either that break below support or the break above resistance. Now, one last thing I do want to show you is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. All right, so this is ETH against BTC, and this is going to allow us to kind of determine if Ethereum is likely to outpace Bitcoin over the coming weeks or not. So looking here at the weekly time frame, you can see that this market has formed an ascending channel back here where it broke out in April of last year. Okay, so we saw a big parabolic move here from Ethereum against Bitcoin, and so far that level is serving as support. So this area recently came in to play as support right around 0.064. Okay, so if we take a look at the daily time frame, you can see where the market tested this confluence of support right down here. So it's the top of this channel. All right, so this level right here, and then also this trend line off of the May low from last year. Okay, so this is a huge support area for the ETH BTC chart, to where as long as the market is above 0.064, there is a decent chance that Ethereum outpaces Bitcoin over the coming weeks. Now, with that said, okay, alternatively, if we were to see a close below 0.064, then that would indicate that Ethereum is likely to continue to underperform Bitcoin as it has over the past few months. Now, in order to confirm this pattern, just like with Ethereum against the US dollar, we need to see Ethereum break out from this trend line against Bitcoin. So this upper trend line right here, you can see has been in play ever since the December high. So we need to see this market get above this area right around 0.069, okay? If it can close above this area, then we are likely looking at a move up here toward this pivot in the market. Okay, so right around 0.0734. All right, so it was support back here. The market broke down, it became resistance. And then above that is going to be this area up here right around 0.078. So once again, back here, support again here, the market broke down, it became resistance. Okay, so again, this chart is going to allow us to determine whether Ethereum is likely to outperform Bitcoin over the coming weeks or continue to underperform, but it all comes down to this support area down here, right around 0.064, as well as resistance up here, right around 0.069. We need to see a breakout from one of those two areas in order to really determine whether this market is going to continue moving lower or if it's going to break out higher. But as for Ethereum against the US dollar, it really all comes down to this symmetrical triangle and 2,500 and also 2,800. Okay, so just waiting for the breakout there, that confirmed daily close above resistance or below support to take the market down here toward 2,300 and potentially 1,700, or up here toward the $3,600 area. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications, and leave your comment below. I will be back again tomorrow with the weekly forecast. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.